Hi, welcome to this session on manipulating electronic orders. It is important to know how to order, but it's also very important to know how to manipulate orders. And when we're talking about manipulating orders, we're talking about copying orders, discontinuing orders, converting to prescription, voiding orders that are incorrect for the chart, maybe have been placed in error. So every order can be reviewed by clicking on the Orders tab, the Orders word here, then basically scrolling up and down, or one can look at different kinds of orders, IV solution, med, laboratory. And so I'm going to start off with the simplest, basically how to stop or discontinue something. So there's two ways to discontinue orders. The first way is to simply left click on this click to discontinue button. Notice there's certain orders that don't have a arrow. That means that order is not able to be discontinued. It's actually canceled. For instance, this vancomycin. However, let's say I wanted to cancel the CBC and BMP. The quickest, fastest way to discontinue something is to simply click on the cancel DC and then click on the cancel DC, left clicking on those. And notice both those orders are going to be discontinued. They haven't been signed into place yet, but they will be. And the second way to quickly discontinue, let's say I want to discontinue this vancomycin. I can right click on the order and notice how the whole order got highlighted in blue, and I can use this option that says cancel DC. So if I left click on that cancel DC, notice how the vancomycin also is about to be canceled. And so once I'm happy, I can click Orders for Signature, and notice how the three orders are there, about to be canceled, and we click Sign. And so notice that these orders it says processing, but in reality the server has already seen your order, and the order's already been reviewed, not reviewed, but sent down to lab to be canceled. So if I click Refresh, the Refresh option allows us to see the most updated content on the patient's chart. So now it says all these orders have been canceled, the CBC, BMP, and vancomycin. Next, we're going to talk about how do I cancel reorder. And the cancel reorder function lends itself best to be demonstrated for medications. So this patient, for instance, is on Lasix. I'll highlight it in blue by left clicking on it. It says Lasix 20 milligrams IV Q day. What if I wanted to increase that to IV BID? How would I do that? And how would I know when to start that IV BID? And so that can be done by right clicking on the order and going to this option called Cancel Reorder. And then you left click on that Cancel Reorder, and what will happen is a window will open up displaying the new Lasix order. The old Lasix order is about to be canceled and a line is going through it. So the new Lasix order, we wanted to increase it to BID. So we do 20 milligrams, the dose, IV push, and then frequency instead of Q day, I'll use this drop down by left clicking, and I'd go to BID. And so at this stage, the final detail that needs to be defined is, when would you like to do the BID? Well, what if I wanted to start this tonight? It's 8 in the morning, they got their AM dose. Well, what if I want to start this tonight, BID, and I would future time my order in military time here? I can increase the dates and decrease the dates, and I can also future date time these orders. And the way to do that is to highlight the time and go, let's say I want 1700. I want to start this order tonight at 1700. So they'll get a night dose, and then the next morning dose, and the next night dose. So they'll get a BID dose. So I click Orders for Signature, and then I click Sign, and notice how the new Lasix is, and it will be in place. If you click Refresh, the old Lasix has been discontinued right here. The new Lasix is in place right here. So that's how you do a cancel reorder on a med. Now let's say this patient got put on Cipro, but it's really not the right patient. So how would you remove the medicine, notifying everyone that that's the wrong medicine on the wrong chart? Right click on the order and go to void and put in a reason for, you can put in any of these that are applicable, but you would say wrong patient, in which case the Cipro order would go to a voided status or a deleted status. Click sign and notice how it says processing, and if you click refresh you see it says deleted. So ciprofloxacin has been deleted from the medication profile of this patient. Likewise, what if we wanted to change so this patient, insulin sliding scale, right? The patient is on an insulin sliding scale and they're going from a very low premeal, let's say we want to increase it to low, go from a very low to a low. How would you do that? You would right click on your insulin sliding scale. You would want to discontinue this whole scale because you're ordering a new scale. You wouldn't be just changing the med by cancel. You would not do a cancel reorder on the med. You would do a cancel reorder on your whole insulin sliding scale sheet. So you would discontinue the sheet, and here it's saying select the orders that you would like to keep, and I would be like, no, I don't want to keep any of these. I'm going to click OK, and notice all orders are going to be discontinued. Click orders for signature, click sign. So now that we've discontinued these orders, notice how the order set says discontinued, and all these orders are discontinued. Once I've discontinued the old sliding scale, I can click add, I can go to power plans, and I can go to insulin sliding scale here, and I left click on it once only, and click done, and notice the new sliding scale is loaded up onto the chart. And here I simply select my TIDC and AHS, and I go, I click on this drop down and maybe I go to a medium. Let's say I want a medium. Click down, minimize my detail screen, and change the HS to a medium. So now and how would you know what a medium is? You simply click on order comment and you can see medium. All the insulin scales are here. So I'm about to order the medium insulin sliding scale. I click orders for signature, and now it tells me here are the meds you're about to order. You click sign, and we have changed the low scale. It says processing, please refresh. We click refresh, and notice how it says ordered. So, and here the order set says initiated, which means the same thing as ordered. So another thing to know is, how do you discontinue a heparin drip? You wouldn't want to go to medications and IV solutions and pick a couple of heparins, because you might miss other heparins. The best way to discontinue the heparin drip is to go to the anticoagulation power plan, and notice there's a drip, infusion, and then bolus per protocol. All three orders need to be stopped in order to stop heparin dripping. So you would right click on this anticoagulation power plan, click discontinue, and once again it'll say which orders do you want to keep, and you'd be like, none, I want to discontinue all of them. You click OK, and notice all three go to a discontinued stat. You click orders for signature, and then click sign, and then click refresh, and notice how the anticoagulation, all the heparins have been discontinued. And so the last thing that we want to talk about is, how do you convert a prescription? Like for instance, this Percocet, 1 tab PO, Q6 hours PRN, how do I convert that to a prescription? I can right click on the order, I can convert to prescription here, this option, and a prescription writer window will open, and you will see that you have this sentence to figure out. So I'm going to do 1 tab PO, Q6 hours, and maybe I want to give them only a week's worth, so I would say 7 days. And notice how automatically the dispense tab goes to 28, and then refills are 0, and you would just click orders for signature and click sign, and notice there's a prescription bottle here, click sign. So that's how you would change a med to a prescription. And notice a prescription for Percocet was created. The last but not least, there's this renew option, and you will see icons for renewal on these status bars of like which orders are needed to be renewed, and one can simply go to, for instance, the Percocet order, and if there was a renew icon here, you would just simply right click and you would say renew. All controlled substances are required to be renewed by state regulation, so you would select renew, and it would ask you for how many days do you want to renew, and you'd select the duration. Maybe you say I want 3 more days of to renew this patient for 3 more days. And you click orders for signature and you click sign, and you have renewed the medication. So that's how you would renew things. So in summary, one can I didn't talk about copy. One can take an older order, for instance the CBC. I can copy it to tomorrow morning. Let's say a CBC resulted today already, it says completed. Here it says canceled, but let's say it said completed and I want another CBC for tomorrow morning. I would just simply right click on the order, click copy, and all I would do is change the date and time. So I'd go tomorrow, which is 26, and then I would change this to 0300 because I know 3 a.m. is our AM lab draw time, and make sure it's set correctly, the date and time. Then click orders for signature, and notice the new order is set to play, and click sign, and so we have a new order for tomorrow morning if I click refresh. And so I was able to copy existing completed orders or discontinued orders to active orders. So to go through in this session, you learned about how to renew orders, how to copy orders, how to cancel reorder orders, how to cancel DC orders, how to void orders, and how to convert to prescription. Thanks.